Hey everyone, welcome back to a new top 5. Today we'll be taking a look at the best items for the heavy. Now before we start talking about these, I am not comparing these items to other classes, but rather items that the heavy can use himself. Also, I did my best to use logic, stats, and in-game experience to make this list, but it is still opinionated, so if there's an item that I did not include, that is most likely due to differing opinions. With all of that out of the way, let's dive into the exciting world of commonly used items. Best items. The best item. We're diving into the best items for the heavy. Coming in at the worst of the best is the Tommy Slab. Now before you maul me in a parking lot, let me explain myself. The Tommy Slab is arguably one of the best miniguns for its superiority in range, which is a feeling that a heavy usually benefits from, but at close range, it usually loses to the stock. It also requires much more precise aim than the stock, making it a lot harder for new players to master this item. It also makes killing scouts a much harder task. So although this weapon is mostly upsides, it does have some downsides, and thus is only at number 5 on this list. However, out of all the unlockable primaries for the heavy, this one is probably the best in most situations. Landing the number 4 slot is the stock items. Now for this list I'm talking about the 3 stock items for the heavy, not just the stock minigun. The default starting items in TF2 are statistically superior for what that class is designed to do most of the time, given there are many unlockable items that can help this class with doing a more refined task, but they usually have some sort of cost. The stock items have no cost, and thus are better than most items for the general flow of gameplay. However, these items have no upsides either. They're just the generic, standard, grade A defining items. Seeing as this is a number 4 in a top 5, what could possibly be better than an item that has no faults? Well, let's watch the rest of the list and find out. So, fair warning, I might have a slight bias on number 3, but I just love this item so much. It's just a fun feeling to use. That being the Killing Gloves of Boxing, or the KGB for short. Now these items give you 5 seconds of crits with essentially no downside. Sure, it has 20% slower swing speed, but really that means nothing. The biggest fault this weapon has is that it is a melee for heavy, so getting a kill with it is rare. But oh boy, when you do, that is a good feeling. Not only can you go Mike Tyson on any sorry soul that happens to be near you, but you can switch to other items and rain down hell upon any enemy who tries to fight you. This melee pretty much has no downsides, making it equal to, if not better than the stock, which if I may just intervene here and say, it might not be the best in competitive, this item is still really fun to use in pub settings. Now this item I really don't give as much credit to as I should, considering I use it 99% of the times I play heavy, and this item being the Fist of Steel. This melee gives you 40% resistance to any ranged attack, but you take 100% more melee damage. It also has slower holster time, meaning it takes a bit longer to put away than other items. One bug I was informed about is that if you switch from the Fist of Steel to one item, it will start the slow holster time, but if you keep switching to the next item, it will essentially cut off the slower holster time and just switch at normal speed. So if you use this bug, this item essentially has no downside. This item gives you some good resistance, and in the unlikely event that someone goes to hit your Achilles heel, you can just switch items, thus covering your one and only downside. In the right hands, this item essentially has no downsides with a very good upside, which makes it better than the stock on all accounts. Now, just a side note, some of you might be annoyed that I did not mention the Gloves of Running Urgently here. Well, that's because they have a good upside, but they also have a very strong downside. So they are not better than other items like the Fist of Steel because you can only prevent the downsides with the GRU, not counteract it. They're definitely good, they just don't happen to be superior to other items. Finally, number 1. You all know what it is. I don't even need to say it. However, I still feel bad that I included it. It was just so obvious. I wanted to be different, but if I said anything other than this item, I probably couldn't call myself a heavy main. This item is the one, the only, the Slamwich. Now, technically, this item has some downsides, like not having a shotgun and thus not being able to be as mobile as you could potentially be, but the upsides are too great for me not to mention. You can heal yourself up to max HP in a number of seconds, put out afterburn on teammates, give them 50% of their health back, and it can be recharged by walking over a med pack or waiting 30 seconds. There is a reason a lot of heavy mains praise this item, and it's not because lol it's a food item, it's because it is objectively the best item for the heavy. Given shotguns can have their moment, the sandwich usually triumphs in most situations, which is the reason I had to include it in this list. Is there an item I should have included? Tell me in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it informative, or at least entertaining. As always, have a swell day. Peace out.